Here is a great American classic, and it just belongs on the guitar. It works beautifully in the key of A minor, as I've got it here in this chart. We're going to take a look at the melody in a number of different ways, and as well as adding the chords to the melody, which we call a chord melody style. So first of all, the chart is written with the melody in the lower octave. And we won't play it in the lower octave because you don't have any room for chords underneath. So we're going to take it up an octave, and we're going to play it like up here. All right, and we're going to play the chords and the melody at the same time. So it's going to have some picking involved. In other words, you're going to have to strike the melody notes. You're going to have to stop the pick at the melody notes. The first chords I'm going to use are just a simple A minor. Then we're going to go to the D minor in first inversion, right? Not this one here, because we don't have the melody there. The melody is here. And then a simple E chord. Okay, those will keep us going for a while, and then about halfway through the tune, it indicates an F and a G. I'm going to play another A minor. You could call this F major 7. And then maybe we'll do a little G chord. Maybe not. But the F and G, and then we were a C playing. Everybody knows the C. So all the chords are pretty straightforward. But as I said, it'll be dependent on your picking technique. There's lots to learn, both in picking technique and in earing a melody and in playing a chord melody and so on. So there's lots to do here. Okay, so let's start with the melody and the chords. Place the chord of A minor down. So I haven't moved the chord yet. You know, it's all in my right hand. So I try to put a chord at the beginning of each measure, right? Let's do that again. And then to our D minor. To the E. Back to the A minor. D minor. Okay, and then we have coming up to the F. But I'm just playing a little A minor. And then we're going to go right back. I'm going to put a C here now, because I think it sounds better. Back to the A minor. All right, chord melody style. And I'm trying to keep it all in open position. Now, if let's do an analysis of this. If I take a look at this and I ask myself, what do we have here in terms of a scale? What is all of this melody, is the entirety of this melody in one scale? And yes, it is. The key signature, as you can see, is no sharps, no flats, which would be the key signature for C major or A minor. So because we've got A minor chords everywhere, I'm going to assume we're in the key of A minor, and we are. We're starting there, we're ending there, so yes, we're in the key of A minor. But what scale are we in? So let's just find out by taking an inventory of the notes. Or that sounds right to me. I don't have an F there anywhere, as I would in the A minor natural minor scale. There's no F, and I don't have a B either. So those seem to be eliminated. The F and the B seem to be eliminated in this scale. So actually, what I end up with is a pentatonic scale, and because I'm in the key of A minor, I have an A minor pentatonic scale. And everybody knows that scale form. But if you're not familiar with the melody, then you start earring the melody out, right? So instead of playing it here, why not play it here? D minor. E7. Right? It puts it in a whole different place. Now, if I can play it in the middle of the neck, why don't I try it up further on the neck? So there's my A, an octave higher. Right. So there's and there are reharmonizations that you can do as well. But the important thing, the way I look at it, is I've used this a lot in my teaching in the past, and it's a beautiful melody that's all written in the pentatonic scale. Right, you can hear that, and it's just beautiful and simple. You as I said about reharmonizations, whenever I see an A minor chord, I automatically think C as well, because C is relative to A minor. Whenever I see an F, I automatically think D minor, because the two are relative, and so on. You can do those simple reharmonizations, and they'll work great. When I look at the E here, I would assume they obviously mean an E major. It could be an E7, or it could be an E minor in this case, because there's nothing indicating that it can't be just the 5 minor chord. It makes it even a little darker. And as far as the rest of the harmonizations go, I mean, the G7, I'm just sort of skipping the G7. As far as the melody goes, you will find, because this song is at least 150 years old, right? You will find that it has been played and sung in many different ways. And when you come up with the chart that we have here, this chart is just one example of the melody. There are notes here in the melody that I haven't played really in the past, but this melody will work. Or you can ear your way through the melody. Johnny Cash sings this song. I know Jack White has done this song. There are many versions of it. So I invite you to come up with a version that honors the song. There are some passing notes here and so on that I don't particularly agree with, but it's a decent chart. The chords are pretty straightforward. So there's lots you can do here. Play it in the key of A minor, and think of the simple reharmonizations: A minor, C. Right, how closely related they are, right? F major, D minor, right? Or the E major, or the E minor instead. In this case, right? That's not. The E7 works nice. It goes back to the A minor more strongly, but I find that the E minor is a nice choice too, because it's so. In the case of this tune, it's so blue. Let's call it that, blue. Okay, that's Wayfaring Stranger, and start by just playing it down in open position. You can add rhythm. Right, and so on. I mean, there's just a bazillion things you can do. But the point of a song like this, from a pedagogic perspective, is that it teaches your ear, it teaches your right hand, it teaches you how to hear the melody and put it directly down on the fretboard. It teaches you a simple analysis of a melody, which is, clearly this is in pentatonic. And because it's in pentatonic, it gives you a whole new dimension of places to go on the fretboard. So if you've done your fretboard work, if you know all your pentatonic scales in A minor up and down the fretboard, this should be no problem for you. But if you haven't done that work, then do that work. This should give you some motivation to do that. I hope so. All right, Wayfaring Stranger, a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Southern gospel song from a long time ago. Public domain. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you soon.